July 18, 2012. This is Justice Done Dirt Cheap. We're at the Justice Building with... Who is this today?
Sally Brooks.
How are you doing today, Sally?
I'm doing okay, thank you.
Would you like to do an interview?
Yes, I would.
Okay, what would you like to speak of today?
Well, I've just been in Fredericton Provincial Court in Mary Jane Richards' courtroom, actually observing a friend's hearing, and I'm pretty shocked again because I know the charges were falsely laid. They should not have been accepted by the Crown, and what I observed today yet again was a Fredericton City Provincial Court judge saying, no, we're not going to give you any opportunity to speak to the court about the fact that you might have absolutely no valid grounds for the charges laid against you. We're going to make you go to trial. So, sorry, we don't want to hear anything, you go to trial. This is what happened to me and everybody else who goes in there. We are entitled to a hearing. We're entitled, if a judge thinks there's reasonable cause for the charges to be challenged, you can have a pre-trial settlement conference. Judges have great scope to resolve matters, and it's their duty to resolve matters in the most just, timely and cost-effective manner. Sorry, I'm still angry. So what we're finding is the Crown Prosecution Services not doing their pre-charge review, accepting charges that have no merit from the police, going before judges who refuse to hear anything about the fact that no process is being done diligently in these courts. And now I don't even believe the guilty pleas I'm hearing, because every second person you speak to says, the legal aid duty counsel told me to plead guilty, the legal aid lawyer told me to plead guilty. Well, it's actually against the law for them to tell anyone to plead guilty, especially if they have not committed the crime in the first place.
Yes.
It's not their business. So I'm angry.
It's also in the Crown Prosecution manual there that they're not supposed to accept like a guilty plea from someone who did not actually do it, and they're not supposed to negotiate a plea that if someone is innocent that they actually plead guilty to get a lesser sentence or just a potentially less of an encumbrance in their lives. They're actually not supposed to do that, but yet they do it apparently every day.
They are chaining people to completely unnecessary legal action and criminal charges. And people should be aware that the document you just mentioned can be found on the Attorney General of New Brunswick's website, and it's called the Public Prosecution Services Operational Manual. And anybody who's been sucked into something like this that can access the document online on the Attorney General's website, and you can check what the Crown is obligated to do by direction of the Attorney General. They are not doing it.
I'll also put up a link on the Justice Done Dirt Cheap Provincial Court blog on the top right where people can actually click on that document, read it themselves.
Good.
And they can see what we're talking about.
Good.
It's quite amazing that if the judicial process actually worked the way it's intended to, many of the people who are in jail right now would not be in jail whatsoever.
Absolutely.
If the police were doing their job correctly, they wouldn't be arresting as many people because they don't have the power to arrest in most circumstances. And then they have that attitude of, oh well, we just arrest everyone and let the courts sort it out.
Yes.
And then the Crown Prosecutors take on cases that, according to their own manuals and guidelines, the Attorney General himself or herself says do not prosecute these crimes, yet they do all the time. The courtrooms are full, the dockets are full of people who should not be in there. And then the judges play along their part. The judges should be dismissing a lot of these cases based on just the preliminaries. Just, okay, there's not enough here to keep going, let's just drop it.
Yes.
The Crown can withdraw, or it's called a stay of proceedings, and then the judge can actually just dismiss the charges on its face, but they seem to not want to do that.
No, they don't. And something else that seems to be going by the wayside is that judges really have a duty to examine the merits of a charge as well. So first of all, it should be screened by the police, second the Crown, third by the judge. And a judge has the power to call an ex parte hearing to evaluate whether charges have any merit.
Yes.
And they're not doing that. They're refusing to view any evidence until the trial, so they can say, no, we have no reason to believe that you're anything but guilty, which is a charge violation. We're supposed to be proved innocent until proven guilty. So it's not functioning at any level. in Fredericton, and you mentioned the impact that it's having on people who are imprisoned who actually didn't even commit a crime. It's a lot more than that, because people are being arbitrarily forced to sign undertakings, recognizance, they're being arbitrarily arrested and put on probation when they haven't even committed a crime.
Yes.
So it has an impact on many, many, many people in many ways. And if any of those things happen to the average person, they lose their job, they could lose their rental home. It impacts every aspect of their life.
Their family has a loss of income collectively, so their children go without. It's a large impact that people don't realize, and until you're in the hot seat, it's happening to you. Yes. It mostly goes ignored.
Yeah. And I do believe the agenda here is to shove as many cases like that into the courts, so there's no room for any of the real criminals, who really are the lawyers, the politicians, the judges, cops, and the government and the cops.
Yes.
I have never seen such outrageous and blatant negligence by those people as I have in Fredericton.
Yes. All right, thank you for that, Sally.
My pleasure.
Have a great day.